you guys. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Thanks for visiting the channel again. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe when you guys get a chance there. And also leave me a comment and let me know how long you may have been going no contact. Now, today I have a very interesting video, and I found it very interesting because I know a lot of you guys just started, dealing with a narcissist and like just the whole process with the discard and what comes after that, and this whole process we have to go through. And I think at the beginning of when I went through the discard and was realizing everything, it was very devastating for me. And not only was it devastating, any other type of issues I may have had, like PTSD or like anxiety, depression. I mean, we all have our own, things we dealt with this. And some of us never actually even had it. It actually, the whole encounter we had with the narcissist caused us to have some of those conditions as a part of our new life, basically, because you definitely have to work through those things, and it is not particularly easy. But I can say at the beginning of the discard, how I felt then versus now is completely different. And I think the further I get away from, the discard, because I'm currently in no contact, and I've been in no contact for a while. I've been in no contact going on a year. And I just know that at the beginning I was so I didn't make a lot of bad choices, but I could tell that my judgment was not in the best place. I was very emotional. It was just a lot for me. I honestly couldn't believe. It's not even necessarily that I couldn't believe the person would do something like this. I just felt like it was extremely unnecessary, and I don't feel like I've done anything to this person to deserve this type of like malicious situation. And it's just a lot. It's a lot you guys have to process, and the discard is planned out. So, and it's not planned out for it to go as smoothly as possible, and for you to, be able to have a amicable, separation with this person. They wanted it to hurt you, and they wanted to cause trauma. In their mind, the more trauma they cause you, the more likely you as a supply will be able to be revisited in the future, which is a sad situation because there's a lot of people that go through that, and what they do to them is just so horrible. Either that's just the relationship with them, or they all had additional issues they were dealing with as well, and it was just so much for them that they did unalive themselves. So it's very dangerous to take someone through that unnecessarily just to have some type of connection to them. Now, one big thing, I say all that to say, and I kind of didn't want to hear this. I was very hard-headed. I think it's when you're in your emotions, sometimes all you can hear is just emotional thoughts. A lot of your feelings are valid, but some of your feelings are not true. Like, I think at some points we feel like the narc is better than us, especially after the discard, if it was like out of nowhere. So your feelings are valid, but some of our feelings aren't true, because I don't feel the same, and I don't feel the same about the situation and about what the situation was 10, almost a year out, but one big tool that the narcissist has to use with you, after the discard, which basically they're kind of going no contact because they're going to have a new supply, and you guys know what comes with that. But when they discard you, they bet on you being so devastated, and also just in such a bad state that you cannot help but to stalk them. And I feel like this is something that we don't really put enough emphasis on, of how important it is to not go on their social media after you guys break up. If you've already went on their social media, don't trip about it, whatever. But at this point, it's time to go no contact, because I understand that it's probably something that's just in your head that you're thinking like, let me check. Like, you just have those urges. And I feel like sometimes you even have those urges when you are in no contact and you haven't looked. but they can be kind of like really annoying. It can be really, you know, you really have to fight through that. Because you're either gonna do it and get the consequences that come with doing that, or you're not. And if you don't, that is also a form of you building self-respect and just like your independence within yourself. Feel safe with yourself because you're making good choices, even though they're not the most comfortable. So I know a lot of people come on here and they act like, that they're so perfect and they just do everything so perfect. A lot of people check their profiles. Like, I'm gonna just keep it real. It's, I mean, it's very likely the narc is going to do everything they can to make you want to go check their profiles, right? So if you have, don't trip, but we need to stop that. So here's why, though. If someone goes no contact with you, the only way you guys really, well, you wouldn't communicate, but if you want information on that person, you would have to go on their social media, right? If you were with someone, they randomly, sometimes narcs don't even break up with you. They just randomly, are dating someone else. And it just comes out of nowhere. You didn't even know you guys broke up. Sometimes they don't even break up with you guys. So you have to understand, at that point, your feelings aren't invalid. If you care about the narc and all that stuff, that's fine. Nothing wrong with feeling like that. Work through those emotions. But this person ain't shit. Okay, before I say this, because I don't want to say it, I feel like they play stuff in a way to make you think, ew, I moved on to somebody else. I don't want you. Whatever we had, we done did it. Whatever. They just play this role. But all narcissists are a piece of trash. Like, they don't even like themselves, and I feel like there's no other insult to really give someone that is living in a body that they don't even like. You know what I'm saying? Like, your life sucks. Like, I'm not saying that, and I'm not even necessarily saying all insecure people are, bad people, but you can be a nice, insecure person, but you could also be a jealous, envious, nasty, insecure person. And that's what narcissists are. They're not ever nice, insecure people. They have insecurities. They have zero accountability. I mean, it's a shit show. But what I want to say is, they aren't better than you. And I feel like they put you in a situation to feel insecure to act that way. And what they're going to do is, they just basically just left you with no closure, and it was blatant. It was almost like you guys never were even, like, I mean, it's just like really nasty and cold, like how they do it. But I want you guys to understand, because I made this mistake, and I don't think people take it seriously enough. After the discard, the narcissist's goal is that you bring your hind part to their social media and you're viewing the things on their page. There are narcissists online that are already talking about this and talking about the fact that when they break up with whomever they're with, they will purposely, start posting as if that person is watching everything you're doing. Even if they're not, they're still going to do that. Just in case, just for the simple fact that you might look and see it, right? So, we've dated a narc, they're using their social media as a way to emotionally disrespect you and, make you feel bad about yourself and just make you feel like how they feel. They hate themselves, really. That's why they have to do things like this. They can't live, like, they live off of having other people. They can't be alone, which is, that is just, I mean, if we're looking at it from a human survival standpoint, you can't even go alone. Like, you're handicapped, basically, in a way, like, mentally. But, they can't do any of this, but they want to break you down. And when you're not talking to them or you go no contact and you guys aren't together, all they have left at that point is to post things on social media to get a rise, get a reaction out of you. Now, I'm going to be honest. When it happened to me, I'm going to be for real with y'all. And whatever, I don't care if y'all judge me. When my narc did what he did to me, he had lied about having health issues, right? Which other stuff happened to you, whatever. But he had lied about having health issues when realistically he was just dating this chick that looked like Dennis Rodman and was cheating on me while trying to make me feel sorry for him at the same time. So, like, when he discarded me, I didn't go ballistic, but I felt like you unnecessarily are trying to embarrass me, and you're just trying to do all this weird stuff, and I don't know, I just look at myself like a cool person. Like, if you don't want to be with me, just say that shit. You don't have to do all this weird stuff. But I know now, like, that's their whole thing or whatever. But I was just irritated because I know that the narc is very insecure. Like, I know so much about you. Some people say that narcs aren't really vulnerable around them, but I don't know, not all the time, but I know him on an intimate setting. Like, I feel like when I started dating him, he was extremely insecure to the point where he made me uncomfortable a little bit because I don't dislike myself. And I think that there's power in your tongue. And I think when you walking around speaking negatively about yourself, you are creating you're creating an environment like for yourself. You're not only insecure, but you're believing in it. You know what I'm saying? You have it's almost like you have a religion to being insecure. And I just feel like I'm not saying I'm the most confident person ever, but I'm pretty sure other, pretty confident people can relate that when you're around people that are insecure like that and they're openly talking negative about themselves, it's just really, it makes you uncomfortable, and it's just not, it feels weird. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. So I had to deal with that at the beginning of the relationship, and I was just annoyed because I feel like I've seen him in all ways, and you're a weak, emotional person, and you just are weak. It's like a child, just like, how people describe them. And I felt like for you to be so weak and to be around me, I'm going to embarrass you. I don't know. I just felt like when he did what he did, I pretty much mirrored him, and I did everything. I didn't do everything, but I did a couple things to embarrass him. I also sent the new supply. I didn't even tell her to break up with him or nothing. I just sent her my messages that me and him had. And, I sent it to her. I didn't really want to talk to her anymore because, mind you, the narc that I was with, we were together for 3 years, and he, did this, which I don't even know why we was together that long. But, I just sent that to her, and I was like, good luck, girl, And then what ended up happening is she, a couple weeks later, I guess, I don't know, they worked their relationship out or whatever. And a couple weeks later, she was on the internet subtweeting about me on Twitter. And it got back to me. And we just had a little situation, on Twitter. And that was, at that point, I realized, and then I saw, she also, for me, I'm not a bully or nothing, y'all. But I'm also not scared of nothing either. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to bully me. And if you think you're going to bully me, you're not. And I'm about to tell you about yourself. And I'm not going to lie on you. I'm going to just tell you about yourself and tell you the truth. This is how you make yourself look. And this is what you're like. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I just feel like if you're super insecure and the new supply that looks like Dennis Rodman, I shouldn't even have to tell y'all that she's not confident. She's 100% not confident. And yeah, that's just what it was. And I had seen it, and she had said something out the way to me, and I just kind of let her know something because I felt like the narc, which 100% the narc is talking, trash about me to her, which I really don't care. But when I sent her my messages, they were awful, you guys. And I don't mean awful in a way it's not really bad to me necessarily. It's just, he was with her. They were in a relationship. They had been in a relationship for at least almost 3 months at this point. And y'all, his messages to me were so, it's our business. We're grown, but they were so freaky. It was so bad. If I was dating someone and they sent that to me and it has the dates on it, and I'm dating a guy and he's literally on the internet sending another girl anime, sexual images. He just be sending me all types of stuff. We were in a relationship. It just somehow, I don't know. But yeah, all that was going on, I sent it to her. Now, I didn't tell her to break up or nothing though, right? I didn't say nothing. I just sent that to her, and I was just like, you do what you will. Because I don't really play that. I don't even know why he would try to get me associated with that. I don't care, I will dump you. You know what I'm saying? I will put you out there. I really don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the story. 2 weeks later, she talked her junk. I roasted her on the internet. And at that point, I realized, this is so lame because both of y'all put together are not as strong as me as a person or in any other avenue. You both hate each other. I don't really hate myself. Even when we were in a relationship, there were times where he would try to make me feel insecure. but he's just so beloved. Like, you hate yourself already. Like, a part of our relationship is me trying to help you not hate yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, I just feel like y'all are weak, and I feel like y'all are not scaring nothing or bullying nothing or making me feel like nothing. Like, I didn't even want to have to go there with her, but I realized, like, a woman, like, you're really just ashamed your man was doing the stuff he was saying to me. You're really ashamed of that. But instead of correcting the guy about it, you want to subtweet about me because that's going to make you feel better about yourself. And it's likely that the narc, put her up to doing that stuff, which that's fine. But I'm going to be honest. I know we've all been the new supply. I get that. But as the new supply, if I knew he had been in a relationship with somebody else, I'm not, like, it's just weird. Like, that's weird to try to talk shit about her. You know what I'm saying? And the girl, like, y'all, like, we're completely different. If you saw us in person, she cannot, I'm not even trying to get into violence, but it's like, why are you starting stuff with people that you know it's, like, y'all are not, like, if she really get mad and pull up on you, it's not going to be good for you. Like, and I'm not even being the one that's provoking it. You are, over a dude that's cheating on you. Okay, so she did that, they did that. I embarrassed him. I may or may not have went over his friend's house and embarrassed him too. He wasn't there, but I was just getting information from his friends, which I really didn't get anything from them. But we just talked about some stuff, and, like, what I know is this, right? Once I did all that, I actually left social media for a couple months. But what I will tell you is, the times that I did see their page, I could tell that everything was being done to try to hurt me. And a part of me was like, that's fine. You knew something bad was going to be there. But then another part of me was really sad. Like, and I had already went and, I had been allegedly going no contact, but once I speak to them, or I go on their, not speak to them, sorry. Once I go on their social media and I saw that, I have to restart my no contact at the point. And not only do I have to restart, I have to understand, ouch, like, I just felt this and I was healing from it, and now I've reopened it. So we got to kind of start it all the way over. And one thing that I want you guys to, be aware of, so you don't have to go through what I go through, is that they are only really going to post things that hurt you. If it's not something that hurts you, it's something to make the new supply look better than what they actually are. Even if that's comparing, you to the new supply. And I feel like, here's the thing with that, right? If you feel adamant and hell-bent on just, you gotta go look at their page, okay, I get it, I get it. But I just feel like whatever you see on there is not even going to be true. I mean, I know that we're not coming to a narcissist for any source of honesty. Like, their whole life is a lie. And whoever they were trying to be with us, the personality and all of that they were using was not them as well. So I just feel like you guys need to not go on their page. And I'm so hard-headed, guys. Like, when I heard them talk about that, it would just irritate me, because, like, how are you to tell me what I can do? But no, you really want to not, because what it is if you do that, you are, like, basically telling yourself you don't care about yourself, because this person is doing things just to, hurt you. You know what I'm saying? You are in a fragile state. I think we want to think we're more healed than what we are sometimes, and I had thought that, and I wasn't. And also, another thing, like, I never went on the page and saw anything I really, really wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? If you go no contact and you don't see it, because it's a performance. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at it, it's made to hurt you. It's made for that. So if you are going on their page and looking at their stuff, you are indirectly telling your spirit that you put this person over yourself, because you knew by going on their social media that you may see something you don't like. And I feel like, wow, we just got a relationship that we clearly didn't like. Why are we still doing stuff that's like, it's almost like self-harm, honestly, because it hurts. It's not, when you go on their page and you see the stuff you see, it hurts. It really hurts, y'all. Like, because I did it. And I even had like a brief 2 minute of like me not like really tripping about it, like kind of just being like, okay, well, whatever, I wanted to look at it. But realistically, that's when I honestly started spiraling again. I'm gonna be honest. I literally immediately started spiraling again, and I started having a hard time, and it was like I restarted the whole process, and it just was not worth it. I got nothing from that, and I feel like when you're still looking at their page, if you do go no contact after that, now when you do think about them, sometimes you have now given yourself like images and visuals to add to the different questions you probably ask yourself in your head all the time, as to, are you good enough? Was it your fault? Even though this person is clinically sick in the head, we will still try to find a way to blame ourselves for it. And it's really sad, what I'm saying? It genuinely is really sad, and I think we don't look at it like that because we think it's just harmless, like going on somebody's social media. But when you do that and you're in the middle of grieving, it's just not fair. And what that means is, just because it's hard to not go on it, you would rather go on it, see something that hurts you, instead of, protecting yourself from any more hurt. You're already dealing with hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have enough hurt that you're going through right now. I don't think you need to add to it just because you feel like you have impulses. And it took a lot of my growth back. Like, I had to restart it. And I just hope you guys can avoid that, because it's just so unnecessary. And a lot of the things you're going to project in your head with those images now are going to be lies, but it's because you've been manipulated. And it's because nothing really probably does make sense, because narcissists don't make sense with the things that they do. And I feel like if you're still going on their pages, you're looking for answers. And I don't particularly blame you, but I do not agree with that. I don't agree with you going on the page. If you want answers, you really can just watch the videos. They have videos for every scenario online. Like, I would just watch them. I would, whatever you want to know, I would, they got Quora, then they have YouTube. It's all there. You have so much, information readily available to you to, help you understand what's going on. And a lot of the stuff you want to wreck your brain about is really not even nothing. They do stuff just to do it. It's a lot of the stuff they do is just to do it. And it's just really unfair. I don't think we really understand how hurtful it is to ourselves by going on their social media after you broke up. I understand you guys probably still care for that person and all of that, but at this point, this person has basically, by accident, shown you that they meant bad for you the whole time, and they not only that, they want to make sure when you leave that they hurt you. And it's just a lot, and I feel like it's really silly of us, because once you start seeing stuff like that and they're projecting that, sometimes you start to believe it, and you completely forget that this is a person with narcissism, meaning they are insecure, they are mentally, in a way, insane and remedial. I'm only saying it's insane because they do things over and over again and want a better result from it. The same thing. How are you going to want a better result from something if you keep doing the same thing over and over again? It's impossible. That is literally insanity. And so your team and yourself, if you're sad about the narc, I just want you to reflect on it. If you're sad about the narc, understand you had genuine intentions with them, right? You can love. You can do that. They can't do that. And I think a lot of y'all, you have such a healthy, even though you may have went through trauma and things like that, you do have a healthy emotional system, like, in your body. Just because you're going through pain doesn't mean you're going to sit and lash out on everybody. You're empathetic to others. And I feel like that's something that they don't have. And it's a lot of other things about you that they don't have that, they're very envious of. So I feel like, I could go on and on about the great traits of an empath. They really are what a person wants to be in a relationship with, honestly. But when you start looking at their page and you're saying, oh, is this new supply better? And you're basing, is this new supply better off of the attention they're getting from a person that we just basically are saying that are remedial and insane. You know what I'm saying? And I would say, that would make us remedial and insane. I ain't gonna say that about y'all. But that's what it's giving. So we have to not do it. Narcissists are not important. They don't have any value. You know, feel happy that it's not like you just got someone that, you know, it's not someone you really genuinely love that's really genuinely loving you, and you're not having that person. You're letting go of a person that their whole agenda with you was to destroy you and make you a form of supply for them to abuse, you know? And if you're medial insane and that's your plans with me, you can kick rocks to the moon. Like, you are getting out of here. Like, why would I need you around my life? I know it hurts, but y'all, that those feelings you have for them, they're going to fade. They genuinely are going to fade. And you're going to start seeing them for the pathetic individual they really are. I think the more you have time away from them to, you know, think about that when you do, your thoughts, everything about them will start looking different. They just completely, to me, they just seem like someone that needs like psychological help. Like, honestly, there's no attraction there. You know, it's just none of that. You won't be attracted to them because they're disgusting, all around. You know what I'm saying? They're even disgusting to themselves, really. Which I'm not saying feel sorry for them, but we're not about to put ourselves down over a person like that. Like, that's just pretty crazy. You just went through a traumatic experience. You know, it's just not fair. At some point, we got to cross the line. Like, somebody has to say stop. You know what I'm saying? You keep going through all this trauma, you know what I'm saying, that you never was supposed to even go through to begin with. You don't deserve what they did to you. Like, you really don't. I don't care what you done in life or nothing like that. A lot of us like to gaslight ourselves into thinking like, well, maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I didn't do this. Maybe. I know. We're talking humanity at this point. They chose to be nasty and dirty. Okay? Have no empathy for you. Like, if y'all didn't work out, damn good. I'm glad. Because y'all are two completely different types of people. Y'all shouldn't work out. And just because you're empathetic don't mean that you have to be destined somebody that somebody can use you for your empathy. No. That's stupid. You do not deserve that. And I feel like a lot of times we project on ourselves, and a lot of that is coming from them social medias that we're seeing, the photo ops. For instance, my narc married the girl he had been cheating on me with. Like, after I like exposed him or whatever, he ended up getting engaged to her, and they tried to hurry up and do a wedding. It was so, y'all, I just feel like it didn't show me anything but what I already knew about him, and that I could tell that the wedding was rushed, and I also can tell that she wasn't really considered. Like, they got married. When they got married, it was like he put in more like interest into his outfit than the bride. And like, y'all, it's so much stuff that I could say, but just stuff that you would think about for the bride. It's like he didn't care. I feel like if you get married to somebody and say you buy yourself a necklace or something, it was just like he had more accessories on. He looked like he really took, you know, time out for his, you know, decor or whatever. He's still a piece of fucking trash. But I could tell that with their relationship, she's not really valued. My narc, which this is so disgusting. I'm not saying disgusting, but it's just not something I like at all. And he didn't start doing this till I already been with him a little while. Ugh, I had been with him for like 2 years, and he started doing this shit. So my narc, he likes to paint his nails black. And I don't want to say my narc because he's a piece of trash. The narc I'm talking about, he likes to paint his nails. I never liked it. It honestly turned me off really bad. Yeah. So what he ended up doing is he got married to her, y'all. But when he got married to her, he had his nails painted, and she didn't even have her nails painted. She didn't have her hair done. It was just like, well, okay, in her defense, she has a bootsy fade. So, like, I guess you really don't have to get your hair done. But I'm like, if I'm getting married and I don't even have to buy a wig or like anything, you know, it's your wedding. Like, I don't have to do nothing like that for my wedding. And you mean to tell me, so you're not, all you worried about is the clothes, jewelry, and your shoes? You're not thinking as a wife, you want to get your nails done? Most women, when they get married, they do the white French tip. You know, I don't know. It was just really weird. And she didn't, but he had his nails painted. It just seemed like more effort was put in for him than her. And I think she just stuck in pick me land. And she just so hell bent on trying to hurt me, because realistically, everything about me is better than both of them. I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm really not trying to be vain or nothing, but this is the stuff that the narc likes. The narc does not get, you know, as much attention as I get, and, you know, they don't get what I get. We're two different types of people, and I feel like that's something that, you know, he knows. But, like, if me and him were to get married, do you really fucking think I'm gonna get married? I'm the bride, and I'm gonna get married, and I can't even get my nails done? But he has his nails done, which means y'all took time out at some point to make sure his nails are painted. It was just weird, y'all, and it was just a rush wedding, and it looked a mess. Like, I honestly think it looked a mess, and I feel like her family was there, I believe, and nobody, I mean, like, how do you have family and they don't, like, say nothing about nothing? You know? It was just really bizarre to me that, you know, and that's not even the only thing. That was just one thing. I was just like, oh, shit. For me, that's the indication he really don't give a fuck, because, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? If you know he getting his nails done, you should try to match it. I mean, if y'all gonna do that. It was just weird, y'all. But I say that to say that when I exposed my narc, he tried to punish me by marrying her. But think about this. The only reason why that would work, or that would be something that even matters, is if I had value for the narc. If I don't really have value for you and you go marry her, I don't give a fuck. I mean, it may hurt at the beginning because you've created a situation that was hurtful. But I mean, you're not something to lose and feel like you lost something. You're something to lose, and then I gain more because you are dead weight. Literally. You know? And this is why I'm telling y'all, I didn't go on there. A lot of stuff was being sent to me. I'm keeping it real. But just stay off of it, because they literally can be blunt-faced lying on the internet about what they got going on, and it's really not. But they gonna do that regardless, just in case. You have to understand that. So don't think, ooh, it's been like 10 months, let me check their page. Don't. They literally have a performance that they're still playing with you. You shouldn't even want to see them. You shouldn't even want to see them at all. You shouldn't want to see what they're doing, because they ain't doing shit. And if they're doing shit, really, they just getting built up just to be knocked right back down. You know? But one thing you do, if you want to torture yourself after a narc, go on their pages and go on the supply. Because they're going to put it out there for you. They're going to do their best to try to hurt you. And I mean, that's sad, y'all. I'm on y'all's side. I'm not with the narc. So I don't really give a damn about a narc. But yeah, don't be torturing yourself over this person and they ain't nothing. Like, they trash. And it's just a form of torture for us to keep looking at stuff that's already set out to hurt us. I just feel like that's really problematic. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to make this into a couple sections, because there's a couple things I want to talk to you guys about, especially post-discard. Because a lot of us don't see it. You know, I didn't even see it when I first came out of it, of how much projection was going on and how my brain was, like, working, like, my thoughts and all of that stuff. I'm getting closer and closer to myself now, but it took time, and I didn't feel like this at the beginning. I was really hurt by what happened, and I don't think I deserved what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I love you guys so much. Definitely don't go on their social media. Build that love, build that trust with yourself. Each time you will start feeling strength within yourself and confidence that you can make the right changes for yourself, and you feel comfortable with yourself. That's a big thing. Choose yourself over the narc every single time, because they're going to choose themselves over anybody else. You might as well choose yourself. You're perfectly fine. You will do just fine. You will heal, and it's not going to take 20, 30 years. You can heal if you're doing the right thing. You can get through it, and you honestly can be better than ever. Honestly, you guys, time has passed You know, you're growing still, even though you're going through this. Life is gonna get better. Okay. Um, I hope you guys are going no contact. Let me know down in the comments how long you've been going no contact. I appreciate you guys so much, so much. Um, and yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.